So don't think okay, so like kind of finding your niche and then targeting your niche. So I think it was in Team Inspire. Tiffany posted the video. I don't know if you've been in there, you saw it, the girl that was talking about niche markets.
I didn't watch it because I was at work, but I know that it's there.
So it was really short and good, and it wasn't any like new earth-shattering amazing information, but for whatever reason, if it was just like the girl or whatever, her energy or just how she was saying things, it really kind of hit me more than other stuff I've heard about, like finding your niche in the past has. And so it kind of got me on this kick where I'm like, okay, I really need to like buckle down and focus and figure out who I'm targeting and kind of what I need to be focusing on. And I think partly that it's kind of hit me because just in the last couple of weeks, that's kind of started to happen. Just kind of like, so how the girl describes it, she like did this post just explaining things that she'd been kind of scared to share with people, or a blog post or a newsletter or something, and got so much response from it. And she was like, oh wow, this is how I need to be targeting. And so I kind of had a similar thing happen in the last month or two. And so I think that's why that video kind of hit home to me, because I've kind of been realizing it anyway. So kind of what she talks about is how you need to really find your focus and stick to that focus and not really diverge from it at all. One of the things she said, and I'm not sure if this was like a her quote or from someone else, but she said, you can't, what did she say? Shoot. She said it so well, but something to the effect of, you can't talk to everyone because you're talking to no one, basically. And then just in some other things I was looking at today, there was another thing and it said, you can't do business with everyone. Like, it's not going to work. So instead of doing posts that are like, yay, work out, that's great, you really need to say, like, find who your people are and make every single post you ever post about those specific people and not for everyone else. And it's kind of scary, right? Because you're like, oh my gosh, I need to just talk to everyone instead of these 5 people, because what if those 5 people really aren't right? And so you kind of can test different things out, and if you have a couple that you feel like you can focus on, try them out and kind of see what response you get back. And so just kind of a couple steps that I've kind of put together through some other things that I've up on kind of how to narrow down your niche and figure out what it is. And I'm sure, because I know that you listen and read stuff, I'm sure none of this is like brand new to you, but maybe something I say will be helpful.
I think it's just a good reminder to hear it again.
But so some of the things were, number one, look at your interests specifically and your problems. So things that you're working on, whether it's like relationship related, health, financial, those kinds of things that you're struggling with, and then things that you're really, really good at. And make lists, like physically take the time and write down all the things that you have issues with and all the things that you're really good at. And then when you look at the things that you're really good at, kind of break that down a little bit further and see like what skills, attributes, things need to go along with those things that you're really good at. One of the ways, so just kind of doing that from brainstorming, and then the next step of that is to really, for a couple of days or a week, really pay attention to what's happening in your everyday life. So they said like carry a pen and paper around, or you could just do it on your phone, or mental notes, but I forget everything, so writing it down is probably good. But for a couple days or a week, pay attention to everything around you. So what you talk about with people, things that you see around you, problems that you're encountering in your day-to-day life, problems that you're talking to other people about, kind of just like everything that you're seeing, so that can kind of reinforce your skills and your problems and help you isolate those little ones. Be specific about who you want to serve, which is something that I know like Chalene Johnson says a lot, is do posts and reach out and blah, blah, blah to one person, right? So you have this, like, I am looking for, and being specific, I think, is the key. So I am looking for a woman that is 35 years old, has 2 kids, lives in the suburbs, likes to go to the beach, whatever, right? Like really specific. And then every post you do, you're talking to that one person. You're not saying, hey guys, blah, blah, blah. You're saying, talking to you. And then I thought that was my phone. That's my alarm. And I'm like hearing it. And I'm
No, it's my phone.
wait, where's my phone? I didn't think it was
It's my boss. I don't know why he's calling me at 8:46 at night.
Do you need to talk to him?
What?
You need to talk to him? Okay.
Because, well, I'm the first person in everybody's phone, so I think nothing of it.
Okay. Okay, and then the next step is clarify what you're selling. So this kind of is a little different because obviously what we're actually selling is all the same, but it kind of goes back to like who you're selling yourself, right? So make sure you know yourself. So you can't be everything to everyone, which is kind of what I was saying at the beginning. Can you be quiet because I'm talking. You can't be everything to everyone, so you need to figure out your skills, like I said, your achievements, important life lessons that you've learned, and patterns that reveal your style and approach to problem solving. Okay, are you bleeding? Oh, strawberry. Okay, say hi and then leave.
Hi.
Okay, go with Dad. I'll be done soon, okay?
We're gonna play better.
So I really like that a lot, that finding your approach to problem solving, just kind of paying attention to that so that you can relate to people on that level. And then the last one was, and this is kind of where I've been kind of realizing what my niche should be a little bit more recently, is talk to your customers and identify their concerns or their issues, their fears, things like that. And then you kind of know how to focus. So, for example, kind of what's been going on for me that I've kind of found this new little niche. So obviously I just had a baby, which makes it kind of like this easy, relatable, large life event, right? And so I've been gearing stuff that way lately. So like getting back in shape after you had a baby, or what I'm trying to do at my house now that I have 2 kids that I'm taking care of and like managing life. And like being okay with how my body's changed or how it's not getting back to how I want it to be immediately, right? So those are kind of things that I've just been sharing just naturally because that's what's going on. And I found I have this group going right now that is, it's not all brand new moms, but that's kind of how I sold it. And everyone in there has a couple of pretty young kids at least, if not like a new baby. And I just kind of noticed in that group, like this group, the last few of my groups have really sucked. Like no one's talking in my challenge groups. I message people, they don't respond to me. Like it's just not been great. And part of that I'm sure was on me because I was just kind of checked out and not doing everything I should. But this group is like, they're all commenting on each other's thing and they all have these same issues that they're relating to each other on. So it makes like the community stronger rather than like a 60-year-old and a 20-year-old and someone that works full time and a stay-at-home mom, which is kind of how my groups have always been before now, is everyone's all over. And I'm finding that when everyone in the group kind of has the same niche mentality, the whole group runs better because they relate to each other. So the new mom thing, and then kind of what's coming out of it that I'm trying to figure out how to work into that is like accepting yourself, being okay with where you are, liking where you are, that kind of thing, which I've kind of had a little bit going throughout, but that video that I watched last night kind of made me realize like I need to make every post, instead of saying I'm having my shake today, say, I don't know if you saw, I just did a post a couple hours ago about I am so glad I have the shake because my life is crazy and I don't have more than 10 minutes to get anything done ever right now. And so it kind of brings it back to who I'm trying to focus on rather than just like, shakes are great, they're so healthy. So those have kind of been good things for me to kind of remember and focus in on. And I think it makes more of a community, so you're probably more likely to get referrals from other people and grow your network that way. And then it makes the community in itself stronger while it's happening plus. Come on. Don't think that. You can. He just asked me to help him turn the pages. I don't know if you heard that. My next post is going to be about how kids are super irritating and see if it relates to me on that. Yes. So.
My dad is changing how to say.
Okay, well, I'm sure you can wait. That doesn't take very long. Okay. So, and then just a couple other things that I found. A good knit has 5 qualities, according to some person that I was looking and kind of putting things together. But it takes you where you want to go. So you have, this was 2 things, but I think it's kind of the same. So it kind of aligns with your long-term vision. And it has the ability to evolve. So you can kind of see like a path of where it's going, right? So I'm not always going to have just had a baby, right? That's not like, hopefully that is not going to be like a permanent part of my life going forward, right? But if I can relate to those people, obviously, still, even if I'm not right there. But my target market might change with me. So instead of it being people that just had a baby, it can evolve into people that have school-age kids with 4,000 activities, or hopefully that's not on my list either, but it probably is. So, you know, like, it's not like I just get totally pigeonholed into, like, people that want six-pack abs, and then I can now go anywhere from that because it gets old. So it has the ability to evolve. Somebody else wants it, so that's your customers are relating to you. It's not only about me, it's what I can do for other people. It's carefully planned out, so I've taken time to think about who that one person is that I am talking to. And it's one of a kind, which I think it's kind of true and kind of not true. So, like, obviously, I'm not the only new mom trying to work out, right? There's a lot of different people, but there's going to be something that makes people, and we've talked about this before, but something that makes people relate to me versus my next door neighbor that just had a baby that's also a coach, which doesn't really, but, you know, whatever. The other person that has the same things, but it's not really the same. And then the last thing is to test it. So obviously, and I kind of opened with this, I think, which is a little backwards, but once you narrow that down, or you think you narrowed it down, or you narrow it down to 2 or 3 different potential niche markets, then you do like a week of focusing on one and kind of see what kind of response you get. And then if that is great, then run with it. Or if it's like, I think I could do better, pick another one and try and that. Or sometimes you can mix them together. Like one of the examples I was reading online today was, and obviously this is not like Beachbody, but someone that has worked in a large corporate consulting company for 10 years, and they also worked for a small family-run business for 10 years, could have their niche be like how to be a great consultant for a small family business, right? So you kind of merge those your 2 things together. So that's kind of all. My major takeaway being you can't be everything to everyone, and you have to, even though it's scary, get specific and not alienate people, but kind of alienate people so that you get more specific people. That's it. Any thoughts or anything else you think I should look at along those lines, since that's what I'm working at?
I need to find my thing.
And it's hard, right? Like, I've been doing this a year and a half, and I'm still like, and I've known almost the whole time, like, I need to find my thing. And I'm just now kind of coming into like, oh, okay. So I don't think, it seems like it should be easy. And I'm sure for some people, it really is, right? Like, there's coaches that are like, or like even with Tiffany, right? Like, my husband and I have gone to therapy. Like, that's something not everyone relates to. It's pretty specific. I have this kid with special needs, right? And we've talked about how it's hard because some of those things are really huge, obvious in your face, and a lot of them I think aren't. So, I mean, yours maybe is like, I'm trying to have 8 different jobs and figure out what's going on in my life, or I don't know. Like, but it's hard because I think those aren't super obvious always to get really, really narrow.
Well, and I feel like some of the things that like make you aren't things that you post on social media. Like daily. Like, I'm just not gonna do it
Yeah.
for numerous reasons. Like, because like who I am is, you know, my family is a big part of who I am, and some of those aspects of my family I'm not putting on blast on social media. Like, I don't care how much business it ever got me. Like, I'm just not like okay with that.
Yeah, for sure. And I think sure there's other things that are not, but I feel like that too. Like I could totally post about crazy family things I have going on, but I don't feel like it's my place to be putting everybody else out there, right?
Exactly. Like, and I'm sure that a lot of people could relate to what you have to say about it, or, you know, kind of sympathize or empathize with you. And that, you know, puts that vulnerability factor out there. But some of it just isn't going to be shared kind of deal. And I think I kind of struggle with that because there's lots of stuff I could share about my personal life, but I'm not that person.
Right.
You see like my highlight reel, you see all the good stuff. I don't share much of the bad stuff just because I think we live in such a negative world anyway. The last thing I want to be doing is like posting like sad, miserable stuff on Facebook.
Yeah, I agree. But I think that there's also there's a balance, right? There's a way to like work some of that stuff in, maybe not in detail, without having to say like, my little sister is crazy. Like,
Exactly.
you may have going on, right? Or like, yeah. So, and I think taking some time, this is on my list of things to do, is to actually take some time and physically make a list of what I'm good at, what my interests are, and issues in my life that I can work about. Because I think you can think about it all day long, but I think writing it down makes a really big difference sometimes. So that's on my
I think so too.
Anything else you want to chat about?
How's your group doing right now?
That's the one that I was talking about. They're doing awesome. It's really like yeah, it's just kind of surprising to me because the last several have really sucked, and I don't feel like I'm doing anything different. I think it's just that they all relate to each other. We'll see. It's the first week, really, so maybe people will totally fizzle out. But so far, it's been awesome. And
No, my group is like really like up and down. Like we'll have like 3 days where everybody like crushes it, and then it's like quiet, and it's like me, and I just kind of don't like do weeks where we have mini challenges. People post, but they don't necessarily do the mini challenges that I post.
yeah,
And then like I won't post anything. I don't know, it's just very like all over the place.
yeah. And I started. I think I can't remember if we've talked about this, but I started doing in my graduate group just like a $20 buy-in. We talked about this group. And
Yeah, briefly.
I've done a couple of those, and they're awesome. Like, and everyone, because there's like skin in the game, right? Most people, I'd say more than half of everyone that ends up putting money in will post like pretty consistently the whole time. Some people drop off, that's just going to happen. But it's really good, and it kind of, even sometimes people that haven't decided they want to be in on that will kind of speak back up. And then after they end, it'll fizzle a little bit. But every time, like, a new, different person has started posting regularly, even when another thing isn't going. And so it just, I think it's good. It kind of makes that group a little bit more exciting, and it helps them because of how I've geared stuff. It kind of makes them start talking to each other more than they had been. And so I think that helps people just like ask questions randomly in that group or post about other things that are going on. And so it makes a little bit more of that community, which I think really is what a lot of people want. And that's why they join in on the groups. So it's nice that that's kind of kept going. And I've basically just started, I don't know why, because I don't care, and I do this in my regular groups, but I basically have just started telling people, like, let's let people invite their friends into that group that haven't bought anything from anyone. They just like want to do the $20 group. And I've like people that have responded to ads of mine, and they're like, well, I don't really want to buy anything right now, but I just want some extra motivation, and I'll just let them jump in on that group. And so we'll see. Or people that are like, I want to do it, but I can't afford it for 3 months, but I really need help right now with other stuff. I'm starting to let them jump in there. So we'll see if that turns into anything, but I think it's good for that community aspect of it, which I think needs some more stuff. It just takes longer. So, yeah, that's that. Is this time, this is total, but this time is good for you, at least now?
Yeah, when I don't have massages on Wednesdays, it's fine. If I have massages, I won't be home till like probably later. Well, actually, I get out kind of early, so that depends. It might be okay.
Okay. Well, and I think we're going to start doing them just once a month, maybe twice a month, but I think it'll be good. I was talking to Tiffany a little bit about it, and I think that it's good if there's less stuff because we're all super busy, especially on our team. Like everyone works. All of my coaches work. And so like to try and get on this call, and then if you want to do the Team Inspire call and you want to get on the big Upline Rockstar call, and I think this is good for us to have these little ones, but I think there's a lot of other people that are way better than I am, and so it's good to kind of be open to those other calls. And so I'm going to try and do a better job of sharing that on our team page too when those are going on, because I know sometimes they get buried on the Team Inspire page. So I think we'll just try it and see how it goes, and if we decide that we want to go back to having more calls, then we can do that. But I think it'll be good to switch it up a little bit. We'll see.
That sounds good.
Okay.